Hello, I'm Jeremy Passmore, and this is my swamp level. And at the start, the player will be able to look forward and they'll see this little shack. And there's going to be a collectible hidden inside, but my door meshes are not showing, so the player will have to press E to get into the doors. And when the player continues forward along the map, the water is radiated, so it will kill the players pretty quickly. And when the player gets to the boardwalk, they're going to have to complete these little puzzles using the grabnol to drag and drop pieces into place here. It will snap into place, allowing the player to continue forward. There'll be collectibles along the way that allow the player to pick them up if they choose to do so. And they're hidden throughout the level, so if the player wants to expand and explore the area, they'll be rewarded with these collectibles. And inside the boathouse here, whenever the player goes in, they're going to be looking for these orange pieces that are parts of the boat. And the boat is right there, and that is the main objective for the player in my level, is to complete this boat. And once the player does that, it will trigger an animation that will take the player out of my level using the boat that they created. And I fell in the water, so I'm going to die. But the player will have to complete these puzzles throughout this inside of this boathouse. These little mini puzzles that will allow them to do different things to get certain collectibles or more boat parts. And if the player chooses to search the boathouse, they will find these pieces and sometimes collectibles if they search in the right spots. Once the player goes forward to this next room, it's a little bit bigger and different of a puzzle. These are going to be batteries that will allow the player to go to this control panel, which is going to trigger a light that will light up once all these batteries are placed. It will open this door right over here that will allow the player access to this hidden room that will have a collectible they can choose to get. And once the player collects all these batteries, places them along the battery rack there, it will allow them to get into that room like I previously said. And then to get to the upstairs, the players will have to push these blocks or snap them into place here to be able to get up to the stairs, allowing them access to the rafters of the level. And then the player will once again have to do one more puzzle involving some risk and reward. Obviously, I just died twice, but when the player gets up there, they will pull these boardwalks over into place, these planks, to cross the rafters. And there are collectibles up here if the player wants to do some risk versus reward. They can choose to do so. And the whole objective up here is to give the player a little bit more of a challenge. And the last boat piece they need will be right down there. You can see it. It's well lit for the player. Once the player collects this last boat part, for some reason it wouldn't let me grab it, they can go back to the boat over here. And this will, once the player enters the boat there, it will trigger the animation and will let them know that the boat is now complete, but my bench is having issues. I cannot get it to snap into place, so I'm going to fix that. But once the player enters here, this garage door is going to open up, and then the animation is going to trigger, showing the player and the boat leaving the scene to go to the next area of my team's level. And that is pretty much it for my level. Thank you.